Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the baseball coaches, I want to welcome you to the City of Forest Acres, Mason Moore High School, home of the Forest Acres Baseball Classic. This afternoon's game tips the Mavericks for Village.
All right, welcome in. I thought I went live. I did not. So sorry about that, y'all. But welcome back here to Definite Fiction. It's Game 10 of the 19th Annual Forest Acres Classic. Joining us from Columbia, the Brookland-Cayce side. Welcome back. Hopefully let's have a good stream today. And Miller fans, how about that game last night, eh? Hopefully I got some sleep and are ready to go in this one. So, this game is the only game that has nothing on the line. Unfortunately, Oceanside is officially eliminated on their side. Even though they may potentially have a tiebreaker over Airport, they are gone, meaning they'll have to make the long drive back home without a game tomorrow. Miller, they will play the winner of the Dorman and River Bluff game, as well as, and then Brookland-Cayce will return to home next week and play. I don't remember who they played. I think they actually open up region play next week, looking to bounce back. And hopefully this will be a big win here for the young team of Brookland-Cayce. Brookland-Cayce is a lot of young team. We talked about them being decimated. They actually have a lot of the people that left on my stat sheet, so we'll get to those a little later. So, Brookland-Cayce looking to kind of right their wrong of this season. Miller looking to go 3-0 in bracket number 1. And how they're going 3-0, I mean, oh my goodness, 2 of the best 3 games in this tournament. The other one belongs to River Bluff Airport. Game 1 between Dutch Fork was a barn burner, where Matthew Rollison had a long shot to tie that game late. Miller battled back in the 6th and 1. And then last night, I mean, Brookland-Cayce fans, if you didn't watch it, me and my broadcast team were leaving the room at around, or leaving the field at around midnight last night. The almost 4-inning affair went 11 innings in an instant classic that had everything you wanted in a baseball game and more. From the controversy to the great pitching to the great hitting, it had about everything we loved about this game and everything maybe you don't love. Either way, Miller got the win in 11 after 3 runs came across in the top. Both teams are probably kicking themselves. Coach Wagner even told me this morning, saying, yeah, he's like, we're kicking ourselves that we didn't get that game 1 earlier, and I know that Flora probably is too. Both teams had opportunities to score earlier in that game, especially on the 3-run homer from Hankins that was wiped off the screen. But enough about that game. Let's focus on this one, and let's play 5. For those who are not aware what I meant by that, since it did rain in the Midlands, from those in Virginia, games did start at 2 today, so now this game is starting 30 minutes after the last game where Oceanside got their first win of their Forest Acres Classic history. They beat the Eagles of Airport. So it's Naomi Ryan, the southpaw on the mound. First pitch, she hits Ryan Bullis. For those who are unaware, and that is, I did not misspeak, that is Naomi Ryan. Ryan is a female junior southpaw. This will be her her second appearance on the mound this year. She had 4 last year with 3 starts, had a 1.66 ERA over 12 and 2/3 innings. However, she has an unfortunate start to this one as she hits Ryan Bullis. So the freshman phenom for Brookland-Cayce over at first brings in the right-hander Austin Rodas. He'll square to bunt. That ball almost hits him too, and it'll get away from the catcher Drew Lucy, allowing Bullis to go to second. That Maverick lineup for you all. Naomi Ryan on the mound. Drew Lucy behind the plate. Evan Hankins is man down first base. Second base is Will Tomlinson. At shortstop, it's John Michael Sheff. Third base is the coach's kid, Casey Wagner. Noah Gray in left. Mandela, Manny Brown in center. And Gabe Proctor in right. Brookland-Cayce lineup has Ryan Bullis and now Austin Rodas. 3-hole Dylan McKinchuk. Pitcher Max Medeiros hitting cleanup. Ethan Smith at the 5 spot. Next pitch, that ball gets bunted down left baseline, foul ball. So 1-1. So McKinchuk is 3rd, Medeiros is 4th, Ethan Smith hitting 5th. Bennett playing in left field today is hitting 6th. In the 7-hole is Brogan Sox, the first baseman. And batting 8th is now playing right field, That's Preston Coggins. In center field at 9 is John Weed. Those are your 2 starting lineups today, and we're officially underway. It's the 19th annual Forest Acres Classic. It's Miller versus Brookland-Cayce. Ryan throws another one. That one's way outside, ball 2. Maybe the bunt's getting a little in her head. We've seen really a lot of these teams this year have really kind of struggled with the bunts. So, I mean, not to bring up bad things for all these teams, but Miller let 3 come across all on bunts yesterday, and in the the win against AC Flora. And those 3 runs came across in the 6th. Looked like it could be the equalizing and go-ahead runs that would eventually end the game. over Miller said not so fast. The second and third hitters of the 7th all came toward. That throw down the second goes wide into center field. Errant throw from Lucy, but Brahman backs him up and nothing happens. It is 3-1 the count. That mid miss wide and low. So Rodas has a path to first base, and for those who can hear the wind, it is coming in pretty hard. It's been coming in all morning after the rain. It is cleared up, though. It's a beautiful day now after it poured this morning. 3-1 the count, nobody down. The freshman on second. Pitch to Rodas, outside, ball 4. Second base runner is aboard in the inning. Well, as I said, Brookland-Cayce looking to turn their season around. It's been a tough start here for the Bearcats, who now drop to 3-10 on the year after the loss yesterday to Dutch Fork. That was their 5th loss to Dutch Fork, I might add. Well, in will step in the second baseman, Dylan McKinchuk. McKinchuk was one of the few bright spots for the Bearcats. He went 2 for 3. He's that righty. He'll be another right-handed hitter hitting against the left-handed Naomi Ryan, who's looking for her first out of the game. Ryan comes set, she'll deal. McKinchuk shows bunt. The curveball just high, ball 1. Ball dropped, looked like a little late, just off the plate. So Brookland-Cayce, they're not used to scoring a lot. They only put, I think, 2 runs. They've lost both games by a score of 2-9 against both Dutch Fork and AC Flora. So they're trying to look for some offense here in a big spot. I mean, this Miller team is very good. They're going to be coming out of this bracket. Put some music on in the background. No monetization allowed here, right? So yeah, no, but they're looking for some big spots here, and Miller's been trying to start well. They would play River Bluff tomorrow, or Dorman potentially. Whoever wins that game, that's going to be after this one. Don't go anywhere for that one. It should be a blast here after this game. It's 30 minutes after this one. Again, quickly, just so we can clear. I know I'm talking a lot, but this is a 5-inning game, and it can end in a tie. The run rule is 8 after 4. It's a different kind of feel in this Forest Acres Classic game. That's due to the rain. Pushed everything back for us today, so that is unfortunately how we're going today. Well, Naomi Ryan, after the quick mound visit from the future Hall of Famer, will get back up to the plate. 1-0 the pitch, right down Broadway. Strike 1 against McKinchuk. This wind I think, is more picked up as of late than it has been in the first game. Wasn't many fly balls, but enough did get batted down against the Oceanside Collegiate and Airport game. We'll see if that affects both of these teams. McKinchuk shows bunt. He'll get that back as that ball goes in the left-handed batter's box. Ryan falls behind again. It's 2-1. Yesterday, Miller had some great pitching yesterday from Evan Hankins and especially from Manny Brauman. Dylan, O'Connor. That ball is bunting down the left field line. Foul ball. Dylan O'Connor and then Jacob Rexrode with the save. For those Brookland-Cayce fans, if you didn't watch with us, you probably can understand that 11-inning game spent a lot of this pitching for both sides. The Falcons, I think, used 6 pitchers in the loss to the Mavericks yesterday. Miller used 4. Woody used 5. Prayers up to Matt Bobson, who was injured as he was warming up. That ball is low, so Filler up 3-2. Nobody out and 2 on here in the top of the first. Brookland-Cayce looking to load the bases for what would be the first time this tournament. Naomi Ryan still looking for her first out of the game. The full count pitch coming home in the dirt, ball 4. Ryan loses them, and the bases are juiced here with nobody gone.
Up next, number 7, Maddox Medeiros.
Well, two balks and a hit by pitch will load the bases here for the Bearcats, and that will bring up Maddox Medeiros. Medeiros is pitching today for the Bearcats. At the plate, though, looking to try to do some damage and bring home what would be the first run of the game. The Bearcats have never led in this tournament so far. Miller has trailed a couple times, most notably yesterday, going into the 7th, down to their final 2 outs. First pitch from Ryan, that ball is skied high and foul, will go out of play. Medeiros was 0 for 1 with a walk yesterday in the loss to the Silver Foxes. He's looking to right the wrong. He actually does have the best ERA on the mound. We'll talk more about his pitching stats when he comes back up here in the bottom of the inning. 0-1 coming home. That bunt going to be a suicide squeeze. Ryan comes off. She's going to make the play at first and get the show out. But the first run of the game goes to Brookland-Cayce. And they have their first lead of the tournament. It's 1-0.
Now batting number 12, Ethan Smith.
Well, the suicide squeeze works to perfection. Makes Ryan have to come over and field it. The threat's not yet done yet here for the Mavericks. Number 12, Ethan Smith, the catcher, steps up to the dish. Ethan is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's 0 for 2 in the tournament with 2 walks. Looking for his first hit. That ball strike on the outside part of the zone against the right-handed hitter. A lot of these Bearcats have yet to record a hit in this tournament. Just shows you the talent of the tournament between Dutch Fork and Floor, who both, and now it's with Miller. 0-1 the pitch. He shows bunt. It's way high. Loving it's Lucy, though, and keeping it up. Looking for another suicide squeeze. Brookland-Cayce, I mean, they're playing some great talent, and they would love a win any way they can get it. And they would love a win here against the visiting team from Charlottesville. It's 1-1 the count, 1 out, 2 on. That's a bunt down right in front of the catcher, who's going to, run down, going to be between third and home now. Look to be between Austin Rodas, who will get tagged out by the third baseman, Kason Wagner. 2 down. Not the best bunt, not what he was looking for there. He laid it down up front, and the catcher, Drew Lucy, made it look easy. He did the smart thing. He looked like he was about to go to first, not thinking on the situation.
Up next, number 10, Bennett.
Instead, he just runs the run down, so there's now 2 down with 2 on still. Just no runner at second. It's first and third here for Brogan Sox. Or excuse me, Bennett Plain, I lied. Bennett Plain, the freshman. Skies one in the shallow left field. Going to be a tough play. Noah Gray, Chef, and Wagner all converging. It'll be Gray, the left fielder, calling everybody off and making the play on the left field line. And that will retire the side. So Brookland-Cayce loads the bases with nobody out, but can only get 1 across. They have their first lead of the tournament. We'll see if they can hold it. Miller comes to bat here in the 19th Annual Forest Acres Classic. Welcome back here to the Forest Acres Classic. It's the bottom of the first upcoming for the Miller School. They gave up 1 in the last inning. Now they're looking to get it back here against the right-hander, Maddox Medeiros. Medeiros, this will be his 5th appearance of the year. He's 0-1. He does have a start and a save. He's pitched 10 2/3, give up 13 hits and 1 earned run, making him one of the best Brookland-Cayce has to offer. First pitch is bounced in there to the left team, John Michael Chef. Excuse me, I did not put this score bug. It's been trying to get everything in order. The wind has been a factor here. 1-0 the count. Jean-Michael Chef was the momentary hero for Miller last year. He put the tying run across in the top of the 7th. Pitch is low, ball 1. So in the Miller lineup, it's John Michael Sheff, Mandela, Manny Broman, Evan Hankins hitting 3, Case and Wagner hitting 4, Drew Lucy 5, Sneathern 6, Noah Gray 7, Will Timlinson at 8, and Gabe Proctor at 9. Strike 1 looking. Now 2-1. Most notably for off is Jackson Ingram. Ingram was the man who came home with the tying run of that John Michael Sheff hit. He called strike on the inside part of the plate against the lefty. Strike 2. Nice pitching from Medeiros. So Ingram is the West Virginia commit. He'll get the day off today. Evan Hankins, the Tennessee commit, though, back in the lineup still yet again. That ball hard hit down the first base line and foul. So Brookland-Cayce looking for their first ever win in the Forest Acres, well, first win in the Forest Acres Classic this year. Miller is now on pace to try to go win the whole thing since 2019. However, there was not played in 2020 due to the pandemic, and then in the last 3 years, it's been dominated by the Gators from Lexington, South Carolina. It's a 2-2 count, though, against Sheff. Medeiros comes home. The righty just misses outside. It's ball 3. Fill her up. 3-2, nobody on, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Brookland-Cayce holding a 1-0 lead here. Full count pitch coming home, opposite field, right in front of the left fielder. Bennett Plain has to play it back. It's a base hit for Miller, and the first runner is aboard. Well, that's Mandela Brownman stepping in, and this man had potentially one of the most impressive. There was a couple of impressive things last night from both squads, but this kid I tip the cap to. So after Miller was coming on to the 10th, their pitcher, Bobson, again, prayers up to him, got hurt. Mandela Brownman came in cold and pitched an inning and got out of it. He loaded the bases, but he struck out the last man to finish the threat. That was in the bottom of the 10th. They ended up going on in winning the game in the 11th. So Brownman actually got the win in that regard. He's now the right-hander. Second batter voiced from Medeiros here. Maxwell, some said he'll go home. Sheff runs. Ethan Smith down to second. The throw. He's out of there. Michael Sheff trying to take an extra bag. They said not on my watch, and Ethan Smith guns down the runner.
All right, come back here, Maddox. Let's go. Find it.
That's an eventful first out, but Maddox now turns his attention back to the batter who's down 2-0. That ball hit hard down the left field line and foul, just going into the forestry. Brownman was ahead, and if he stayed back on it a little longer, that ball was finding the forestry on the other side of the foul pole. Well, it's a long strike 1 here against Brownman. They're playing him back here on the infield. 2-1 coming home. The curveball just missed. Not a bad pitch there from Medeiros, but he now trails 3-1 here against Brownman. Wind coming hard in from center. Medeiros comes set. He'll pitch a 3-1. That ball hard hit up the middle. Back-to-back hits for Miller. Puts another man on first this time. It's Mandela Brownman. Well, now it's a 1-out base runner over there on first in the form of Mandela Brownman.
Evan Hankins.
Stepping back up is the hulking lefty, Evan Hankins. So a lot of controversy there, and I did hear afterwards from the Miller side. Now, obviously, pickoff attempt. Did they get him? No! Good pickoff attempt from Medeiros. Brownman was caught over there, lacking a little bit. Didn't come with it. He has 13 stolen bases. He leads the team in stolen bases. Get ready for Brownman to be moving early and often. Or he is, set. I don't know where I saw 13. That ball high, hitting the right field, going back. Having room over there is Coggins. He'll make the play for out number 2, a long second out. Well, Hankins was trying to do what he tried to do yesterday. He did have a homer yesterday, but so before I was rudely interrupted, I did hear from the Miller side again. Me and Jeff didn't have it on the stream because we were following the baseball. They're saying he did touch it with his right foot. Now, we aren't exactly sure if that's true or not, but Miller says they could see it on their stream, so a lot of controversy on that play. We actually have no idea. Another pickoff attempt to first. Brownman gets back in again. So I apologize for not having a more concrete answer. We don't have that. Now, we do think that it was not a homer from Ingram. We think that did hit the top of the wall, but all things aside, another pickoff attempt. Brownman's getting a big lead over there, but Medeiros just can't seem to get him. So other than that, we'll set that aside. That was last night, but Evan Hankins still looking for his first homer. Now stepping up is Cayce Wagner, the coach's kid, fouling that one off left side. It will get out of play. Wagner was the star in game 1 for Miller, going 6 innings on the mound, giving up 2 earned runs, his 2 first ones of the year against Dutch Fork. They got on him with a hurry as even Matthew Rollison put one out. Now another pickoff attempt to first. It feels like they're really close, but Brauman gets back in. He's keeping more of a closer eye. Well, the sophomore Wagner has 21 plate appearances. Now Brauman does not go. That ball sky left side. It will hit the forestry in the foul territory again. Brauman is 9 for 20. Not Brauman. Wagner's 9 for 21 this year. Again, he went 6 innings full in the win against Dutch Fork. Gave up 2 hits in 2 earned runs. Struck out 8 in his win. Brauman does not go. That pitch is high as Ethan Smith throws one down. And Brauman at first, now in the head of these Brookland-Cayce Bearcats. So Medeiros, who's been keeping a close eye on Brauman, he's faked going twice. That one got Smith to throw it down. The 1-2, 2-out swing and a miss. Strike 3. Medeiros strikes out Wagner, and that will end the first. The Bearcats have a 1-0 lead here at the AC Flora Forest Acres Classic. We'll be right back here for inning number 2. Naomi Ryan returns to the bump. Welcome back to the 19th annual Forest Acres Classic here. It's game 2 on day 3. Naomi Ryan, first pitch low and ball 1. We are quickly underway in inning number 2. Ryan got through the first inning, giving up a 1 hit off of 2 walks and a hit by pitch. It was a sacrifice bunt from Medeiros on the mound. Hard hit from the hitter, Brogan Sox, but that's right at. There's Mandela Brauman in center. I think that shows you how the wind's coming down. That pitch, that ball looked like it had some carry on it, but it was died in the wind, and Brauman makes the play, so we're 1 down here in the top of the second, just like that. Next up is Preston Coggins. Quickly, though, Sox coming over, something you don't see a ton. Comes over and gives him some advice before he steps in the box, or pretty much as he's in it. Ryan, first pitch to him, fastball on the inside part of the zone, strike 1. Ryan only had 1 other appearance this year. She only went 1 inning, so working into her 3rd full inning here as a Maverick. It's 1-1. She did pitch last year for them and was outstanding for Miller. Had 4 appearances, 3 starts, 1.66 ERA over 12 2/3. That next pitch picks up some dirt, in and out, 2-1 against the right-handed Coggins. Coggins, one of the older players on this BC squad. He's a junior, coming off a 0-for-1 performance with 1 strikeout against the Dutch Fork Silver Foxes at the dish. 2-1, that ball is low, ball 3. Path for first opens up for Preston. So we talked about how Brookland-Cayce just got decimated last year. It's 3-1 coming home. That ball chops slowly back to the mound. Ryan will go to her right, get off, make the long throw to first, and a solid throw at that right in the glove of Hankins for out number 2. There's quickly 2 gone here After the line out on the ground out, we'll bring up the 9-hole John Weed. But I talked about, as I said, now I actually have the people that all have like went other places that like. Importantly, B.J. Etheridge, who actually plays in the next game for River Bluff. Hayden Thomas at College of Charleston. Tanner Staton is the quarterback at Elon. Ty Marshall went to Clemson, and Parker Murgo went to Newberry. Those are all I could find. Strike one on the inside part of the plate against the right-handed hitter. He's not liking the call. For those who are just joining us, it is only a 5-inning game today. That's due to the rain that came across the Midlands this morning. 0-1, 2 outs. That ball chopped slowly to the left side. Casey Wagner, the third baseman, has it on the hump. He'll throw it up the first and get a low throw, but Hankins digs it out for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down here in this 5-inning contest. But before we go anywhere else, I'm going to put some music on, and I'm going to tell you about our sponsors here for the Forest Acres Classic. They've been sponsoring us all week, and we want to shout them out. First of all, it's the Big Red Box Dumpster Company with Chris Dorsey and his business partner, who I can't think of the top of my head. I apologize. Chris Dorsey, he leads the Region 215. Get into that in a second. But they've been running a dumpster company and container company across the Midlands. What they'll do, they'll bring that dumpsters and container over to you. You fill it up, they'll take it away. It's affordable, it's efficient, it's easy, and they have great customer satisfaction. What more can you ask for from a dumpster company? Hit them up there. It's great. They promote Midlands athletics. They are phenomenal. So hit that number on your screen, 803-763-6834, or www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com to book with them. Well, another one you can go to, the Legion 215 team. As I said, Chris Dorsey promoting that local kids. He puts it in right there. It's a summer league team, so why should you play Legion ball? Well, it's free. I don't know what other reason you need, but if you want more of a reason, great competition. Some of the best players around the state play Legion. You should too. Hit that QR code on your screen and you can get signed up right there. Allergies coming in fully in effect here as we head to the bottom of the second. It was a 1-2-3 inning from Naomi Ryan. Maddox Medeiros will try to top that as well here. Drew Lucy will lead it off here for the Miller School from Charlottesville, Virginia. I couldn't think of the word for a second. Well, first pitch, the right-hander bounces in. It's ball 1, and we are underway in the second. Medeiros gave up 2 hits in the top of the first. They threw out John Michael Sheff at second. Got Hankins the fly out, and he struck out Casey Wagner to end the first. He now works on the 5-hole hitter, the catcher, Drew Lucy, who takes one low for ball 2. As I said, the wind's starting to pick up heavily here. Coming in hard from the outfield, which is all ball. He knocked down by Smith hit. That ball is slicing and hit high, foul ball towards the lacrosse fields behind us. Well, Drew Lucy is a junior. He played last year at Jefferson Forest High School. Still trying to work his way into this Miller lineup. But he is committed to the University of Charleston. 2-1 now against the junior coming home. That ball hits the backstop on a rope. It's now 3-1. Lucy is yet to draw a walk this year at the dish. Or no, excuse me, I'm looking at the wrong Drew. He drew 1 walk this year. He's looking for more. 3-1, they want a lead-off base runner. Medeiros on the mound has been solid so far, looking to extinguish that. Next pitch low in the dirt. It's going to be ball 4. I can't talk. The lead-off base runner is aboard. The first walk given up by Medeiros today, and that will bring up the 6-hole hitter, Jackson Sneather.
Running at first base, number 2, Ryan Jones.
So Ryan Jones will come in for the catcher, Drew Lucy, to courtesy run. Jackson Sneather had 1 appearance this tournament. He came in late last game, and he was a strikeout victim of Charlie Scott, one of the 3 outs in, I think, the 11th. Well, first pitch to him is low, ball 1. Again, they're running in the head of BC as Evan had to come up on a hop. Ethan had to come up on a hop. Sneather looking for his first hit of the tournament. The pitch, high, ball 2. And time called by Ethan Smith behind the dish. Going to go try to calm down Maddox on the mound. Maddox has been good so far as a freshman, as I said. He's one of those other young players on this team. In his last outing against Cheer, he went 2 innings, gave up no earned runs, 5 strikeouts with 2 hits and a walk to go along with them. And now you see one of the leaders on this team, the 8th grade sensation. I call him the freshman sensation, but he made his name known as an 8th grader here around the Midlands. That's Rylan Bullis. Couldn't talk much about him in that first at-bat as I was getting myself settled. Well, Sneeder's still looking for his first hit. He's 1 for 6 as that ball is sliced foul. He's 1 for 6 in the year. He's looking for his first hit in the tournament. I can't get my words out correctly right now. The junior did hit .207 last year. He drove in 4 RBIs. He's ahead of the right-hander on the mound, 2-1. Nobody out, 1 on first. The pitch home, high inside, ball 3. Path for Sneathern opens up to first, and the wind coming in very violently now. (3-1) coming home, high, ball 4. Back-to-back walks from Medeiros. Has put the first 2 runners on in the inning for Miller.
Up next, number 1, Noah Gray.
That brings up Noah Gray here to the plate. There's nobody out, and 2 on here. The Bearcats are clinging to a 1-0 lead they got on a sacrifice bunt back in the first. Well, one of the younger kids on this Miller squad, the freshman Noah Gray, steps to the dish. He's playing left field today for the Mavericks. Now he shows bunt. That pitch way high, though, up around the eyes, ball 1. Seems like Medeiros can't find the zone so far today. He's thrown only 2 strikes out of his 9 pitches this inning. Right-hander deals the 0-1. Another high pitch. That one was over the head. Now a snapback throw to second. Bullis covering the tag, not in time. Lucy gets back in safely. Well, Ryan Jones gets back in safely, who's running for Lucy. And Miller, they also had some big players leave their team from last year when he had time out from their pitching coach. Again, only 2 strikes out of 10 pitches this inning. For Miller, Patrick Grace left to Palm Beach Atlantic in Florida. Daniel Christopher played at Lincoln Memorial, and Jack McMullen is now at Liberty. They are the 3-time high school state champions up in Virginia. Brookland-Cayce hasn't won one since 2008, but they are the 9-time champions. Miller's last one came in 2019. That's when their last state champion and Forest Acres Classic champion came in. However, Brookland-Cayce, for those in Charlottesville that haven't been able to attend these games, Brookland-Cayce team was great last year. They made it to the lower state finals where they eventually lost to Hanahan in a dramatic game. And then, as you see, they're a very young team who got decimated. Looking to rebound this year. They're showing bunt another high ball, and Medeiros just can't find the zone. He's behind 3-0. So it's a young Bearcat team that's going to be very, very good in a couple of years, but right now, they're in the process of getting these freshmen and sophomores some reps. It's 3-0, another bunt shown, that ball right down Broadway. Gray pulled it back for strike 1. Medeiros finally finds the zone. That was around 5 straight balls he threw. River Bluff is now coming full force. They're looking to go 3-0 yet again in the tournament, just like they did last year. 3-1 coming home, high hit. Gray looking up, down the left field line. That ball is off the wall. It's going to be in left. Bennett Plain will get it in. 1 run will score from Miller. Sliding in safely to third is Sneathern. Noah Gray thought he had his first ever high school homer. He'll settle for a no-out double, an RBI double that ties this game at 1. That ball was rocketed off the wall. It looked like it was going to get out. I thought it did get out for a second. But River Bluff also doing some work here. They're looking at potentially their next opponents. River Bluff, if they win today, will be playing this Miller team tomorrow. Infield is in. Now first pitch to the left-handed Will Timlinson. Hit foul. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Will Timlinson to the Forest Acres Classic. This kid has not made an appearance yet for the Mavericks, but the junior looking to start his Forest Acres Classic off with a bang and give the Mavericks a lead here. 1-1, 1-1 the game, and swinging strike 2, that ball in the dirt. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Maddox Medeiros, one of the better pitchers here for the Bearcats. He came in today with a 0.65 ERA, and that obviously got lifted just there. 0-2 coming home the pitch, low inside. Good block there from Ethan Smith. Keeps the runners at bay. So after Timlinson, it's the 9-hole game Proctor. And then back up to the top of the order, John Michael Sheff is sitting there in the hole. Right now, Medeiros wants to at least get through this batter right here. 1-2, the pitch hard hit up the middle. That's going to get through for a base hit. 1-1 real score. Coming around seconds, Noah Gray. John Weed, the throw will get cut off from center. And Timlinson has a no-out 2 RBI single that gives the Mavericks the 3-1 lead.
Now batting number 17, Gabe Proctor.
Nice meeting you.
Well, just as quickly as you blink, Miller has snagged the 3-1 lead from the Bearcats here in the bottom of the second. Now they'll look to add to it. 9-hole hitter Gabe Proctor is up. On first base, Timlinson. He has 3 stolen bases, so watch for him to go. Miller has the longest drive here every year. They drive over 300 miles to get here. That ball skied in. Proctor probably didn't say anything about him. It's one to John Weed in center, who settles under that one for out number 1. Well, 1 pitch to Gabe, 1 out for Medeiros.
Number 4, John Michael Sheff.
And now John Michael Sheff comes back up to the plate. In that almost 4-hour thriller last night, John Michael Sheff was one player to watch. Went 3 for 6 with 3 RBIs at the plate. He increased his average to .452 this year, and he leads the Mavericks in batting. He raised it from a 240 or a 544 yesterday, or 4-4. No, 444. You get the idea. First pitch to him in the second go around, inside ball 1 against the lefty, almost hit him. And is still coming in here. It's coming hard from center field, so maybe that's the reason that ball didn't get out. That was hit by Noah Gray. Only 4 hits here for the Mavericks off 3 runs. Looking for more. That ball skied in the right center field, going over, trying to make the place Coggins. That ball's going to drop in the wall. Extra bases for Sheff. Weed gets it. Coming around third, they're going to give Timlinson the windmill. Ryland does not throw to the plate, and the Mavericks lead it 4-1, excuse me, in the bottom of the second. Timlinson made the long run from first to home. As John Michael Sheff is 2 for 2 here tonight.
Number 24, Mandela Broman.
So Mandela Broman comes back into the dish. And that player was very notable on the mound, Broman. Well, the point wasn't too shabby either, but didn't compare to the importance he had on the mound. Broman last game, he settled for 1 for 3. That ball driven in the left field, going toward the line, slicing. It's a fair ball in the left field corner. Sheff will jog around third. Brauman will be digging for 2. That ball digged out by Bennett Plain over there and left. And another hit here for the Miller School gives them the 5-1 lead. Well, back-to-back doubles here from the Miller School. Brauman will go sit at second, and we'll let Evan Hankins come to the dish. And Hankins got to be thinking he's still looking for his first homer of the tournament. He should have had one yesterday. There's 1 down here, 1 on in the bottom of the 5th. Miller leads 5-1. The pitch from the right-hander to the left-hander bounces in, gets way up the net to Ethan Smith. Brauman will easily get the third and took the hard turn there before holding up. Well, Evan was also intentionally walked twice yesterday. Falcons wanted no part to pitch to him with any sort of threat. He was 1 for 3 when he did get the chance to bat. He did get struck out 1 time. I think it was by McCutcheon for the Falcons. Medeiros, the 1-0. He comes home with it. The pitch gets away from the catcher again. Mandela breaks for home. Throw at the plate, not in time. And Medeiros can't grab it. Wild pitch will score Mandela Broman for the 6th run of the game. Well, now bases are cleared here for Evan Hankins. We're still in the bottom of the second. It's a 6-1 lead here for the Mavericks. The Bearcats jumped out in front early in the first, but stayed only there for 2 more frames until Miller's now grabbed it. That for next pitch to Hankins, low, ball 3. Well, on deck, it's the coaches, Casey Wagner. He'll be the 9th batter to come up in the inning for the Miller School. He comes home inside ball 4. No, called strike. That was a low inside pitch. Hankins was halfway down the line before he has to come slowly walk back up. Thought that was inside. Hankins was looking for his 5th walk of the year. Instead, he'll have to come back in. The 3-1 from the right-hander, fouled back off, and just like that, Maddox Medeiros has filled the count up. So Hankins, if you're going to call him an Achilles heel, he has struck out 9 times this year. This will make it lucky number 10 for him. The Tennessee commit plays on the Brave scout team. He showed his stuff on the mound, now looking to show his stuff at the plate. The full count pitch fouled off, and we'll play another one. It's a nice pitch from Maddox. Looked like a change up there. That was a little up around the letters. But Evans swung on it and fouled it off. Again, don't go anywhere after this game. It's River Bluff and Dorman, which could be a very big game for tomorrow. The next pitch inside, a hit Evan. He took it like a champ, and he'll go over to first with 1 down, and now there's another base runner. Well, as we've said, pitching does kill these teams just with how this tournament's set up, with it being 4 straight days. There's not a soul over there in the Brookland-Cayce bullpen. They've used a lot of pitchers these games, so we'll see if anyone wants to come up. I'll do some research towards in between innings to see if there's anyone that has thrown a pitch that hasn't thrown this tournament. Well, it's a clear count here to the 4-hole hitter, Cayce and Wagner. Lefty on lefty here, and Wagner watches strike 1 go by. Wagner was a strikeout victim back in the first inning. He ended the first inning with a strikeout. Next pitch to him, strike on the outside part of the dish, and the left-hander at the plate's behind 0-2. Barring the double play, the Mavericks will bat around, and Drew Lucy over there getting warm on deck. It's 0-2. Medeiros looking for a punch out here. He'll go home. The pitch way high. No movement from Wagner at the plate. Medeiros has a sole strikeout, and that man is sitting at the dish. Wagner would love nothing more than for hit number 10. 1-2. The pitch coming into center. Weed making the long run, and it's going to fall in left center for a base hit. Wagner is aboard with hockey hit number 10. Another 1-out single. And the Mavericks have officially batted around here in the inning.
Number 13, Drew Lucy.
Well, Drew Lucy now up to the dish with 2 on and 1 out. Lucy led off the inning. He was hit by a pitch from Medeiros. Came around and scored the tying run on this game. He's now looking to expand on that here and bring home another run here and potentially end this game in 4 innings. That ball is high, ball 1. Mavericks will be back here tomorrow. They play the championship game at 3 against the winner of Dutch Fork and River Bluff. Or Dorman and River Bluff, rather. Dutch Fork and AC Flora is the nightcap. 1-0, that pitch skied, slicing toward the right side and out of play, foul ball. Wind has kind of died down here in a beautiful day now after the rain this morning. Stream's still up and running. That's always good. It's 1-1, 1 out. 2 men on. And a 6-1 lead for the Mavericks. The right-hander, Medeiros on the mound, comes home, bounces one in. It's ball 2. And Jeff has to work today. He should be back for the couple night games, which should be 2 really good ones between the defending 5A champion and a top 10 team in 5A for the state. Medeiros steps off, gets a man lacking, but he's safe diving back in. It was Hankins. Got a little farther off than he wanted to. Fortunately for Maddox, there was no one covering the bag, so when McKinchuk had to come over, it wasn't in time to get him. Brings the count to 2-1 here with 1 out. The pitch from Medeiros, that one is fouled back again, and Maddox is even the count at 2-2 as the sun finally shows itself again. Oh, long pause here. 2-2, 1 out. Hankins actually goes. That pitch called a ball going down to 30. Got a great jump, and he steals third. Along with that, Wagner will go to second. Hankins got a phenomenal jump. I mean, he was halfway down the line when the pitch was being thrown. And it's a called ball, so it's a full count here. First base now all of a sudden opens up. If it gets that far, it's the DH Jackson Sneathern on the mat, on the on-deck circle. Oh my goodness. Full count, 1 out, coming home. That pitch skied high, just shallow outfield in the infield. It's going to stay. McKinchuk at second. He'll settle under it and make the play for out number 2. That will be the second out of the inning. Well, batter number 11 up here for the Mavericks.
21, Jackson Sneathern.
Jackson Sneathern walked. Came around with one of the 6 Miller runs back earlier this inning. So weird to say earlier this inning, but, I mean, it was earlier this inning. First pitch to the right-hander. The DH takes one right on the back, and he'll take first for the second time today.
Now batting number 1, Noah Gray.
Well, that may do it. Coach Sharpie coming out. May talk to his pitcher. There was no one warming up in the Bearcat bullpen, so this may just be a mound visit. Nope. He's calling on Preston Coggins, so there will be a pitching change here at Falcon Field in the Forest Acres Classic. The Bearcats have surrendered 9, or not 9, they've surrendered 6 in this inning. There's 9 that potentially could come home unless it's a homer. There's 2 gone in the bottom of the second, and Maddox Medeiros will be done for the day. Preston Coggins comes in from right cold. It's a pitching change here. We'll be right back on Definite Fiction. New pitcher here for the Brookland-Cayce Bearcats. It's Preston Coggins, the junior. Will step in. I'm trying to get all these numbers all around, but my infield looks the same. McKinchuk still stays in over at second. Coggins, the right-hander on the mound, deals the first pitch swing and a drive to center field. Noah Gray pushing back toward the wall. It's going to be off the base of the wall. We'll score multiple. 1 comes home, 2 comes home on his horse, coming all the way from first, getting down safely. Oh my goodness. Ryan Jones on his horse. I think it was Sneathern who ran actually that time. Comes all the way around from first. A 3 RBI double from Noah Gray. Unfortunately, Preston Coggins gets the brunt of all that. Well, that will do it for Medeiros. He lets 8 of the 9 runs come aboard off of 7 hits. Well, Will Timlinson will step back in. There's now a runner on second. Excuse me, I just got pounded right there. I guess I was a fortune teller. Got just hounded with so many stats all of a sudden. I think Medeiros stays in the game at third, and I'm going to assume Rodas will go to right field. That's what I was trying to figure out before I was rudely interrupted by Noah Gray. Next pitch low and inside. I think it hit. Yes, it did. Timlinson will take the bag the hard way. So first and second now with 2 outs.
Now batting number 17, Gabe Proctor.
Well, Gabe is one of the 2 outs this inning. Everyone in this inning have gotten on base in some form or fashion other than Gabe Proctor. He'll try to right here. First pitch, hard ground on the left side. Hot off hop for, looks like Bullis, who wanted to throw to third. He has to throw all the way back to first. It's going to be an error. It's going to allow a run to come home and score. The throw from Sox down to second goes into left field. Timlinson, who came from first, will come all the way around home, and the Mavericks have an 11 spot here. So it'll look to be a single turned into a wild couple of errors.
Now batting number 4.
So I'm not exactly sure how many were given against Preston, but that will be run number 11 for the Mavericks. Where they run around second here as the wind now howling in from the left side of the diamond. That scorebug's giving me no break. Now pushes the bunt down the left field side. It's John Michael Sheff who pushes it foul. Well, now 9 hits and 11 runs here for the Miller School. Preston Coggins, I can barely tell you who he is before you're seeing Miller attack the young junior. He has 3 starts. He's 0-3, 12 innings pitched, but giving up 7 earned runs. That's obviously increased already. That ball slicing the left center gap. Going over Bennett Plain in left. He'll make the play for out number 3 and end the inning. So Miller was almost trying to bat around twice, but they'll take 11 runs in the inning, and they now lead it 11-1 here against Brookland-Cayce. We'll be right back here in the 19th Annual Forest Acres Classic, top of the 3rd, incoming. Welcome back to the top of the 3rd inning. Brookland-Cayce allowed 11 runs to cross on 15 hitters from Miller in the 2nd inning. Now Naomi Ryan, after a long break, is back out there on the mound. 11-1. That ball sliced on the left field line, foul. Sorry, I'm getting some questions with the scoreboard. We're sorry, y'all. Because on the scoreboard, they don't have 11 in an inning, so it is 11-1. That ball was fouled by Bullis. He was hit by a pitch in his first ever one. Now he's sliced over to the left side. Diving play by Wagner, but it gets through to Sheff, and Sheff can't make the play, so Bullis has a leadoff single. That is the 2nd hit of the game. Or maybe even it is the 2nd hit of the game for the Bearcats. I don't know, it is the first. See, I am wrong. So Austin Rhodes back up for more. He walked, not hit by a pitch back in the first. He was thrown out at home as he skies one into center. And Della Brownman has it for out number 1 as Bullis will retreat back to first. Well, 1 pitch, 1 out here as Naomi Ryan begins to work into her 3rd inning. She hasn't pitched very far into games this year, but last year she averages around a little over 3 innings a game, so she's working currently into her 3rd. Well, Dylan McKinchuck back for more. He walked back up in the first and got all the way to 3rd before he was left stranded. First pitch to him, that ball right up the middle, going to be 2. Timlinson, he'll tag the runner going to second, throw it to first. Did he get him? Yes, he did. As I said, it was 2. The 4 unassisted throw to first, and the quick 3 up, 3 down for the Bearcats. We will head to the bottom of the 3rd with an 11-0 lead for Miller. We are 2/3 of the way here through the 19th Annual Forest Acres Classic. Thank you for joining me on Definite Fiction. The Miller School coming up to bat here in the bottom of the third. Brookland-Cayce had a 3-up, 3-down on the hard way after a double play ended the top frame. Now a new hitter here for the Miller School setting in. That ball is low for ball 1. Only people that got out last time are Proctor, Lucy, and Chef. Is now Coach Wagner. He carries around 26 players in this team. Will go into his bench. If I can find my paper doesn't stop blowing, I can tell you who it is. Ball 2, low from Coggins. That is Dylan O'Connor at the plate. Now this man was a legend on the mound for the Mavericks. He watches strike 1 get by low in the zone. O'Connor yesterday had 3 2/3 innings pitched, only 1 hit and 0 earned runs. He had some valuable innings in relief for the Mavericks and kept the game at 4-4 for a long time. He was actually slated to let up 1 run, but he had a great throw from Browman in center that would have allowed the winning run at the point, which would have ended up being the winning run, to get thrown out at home. 2-2 the count. Coming home, watch 1 bounce. O'Connor lets him fill it up. Now at the plate, O'Connor's not exactly a regular appearancer or a regular offender. He doesn't have a plate appearance. So, first ever time at the dish this year for the righty. 3-2, coming home, fastball just outside ball 4 in his first ever appearance. He'll walk.
Up next, number 29, Tristan McCracken.
Well, the name of the tournament. If you guys follow lacrosse with us, I always do a name of the day because I think lacrosse, I don't know why, but lacrosse teams are so much fun. Tristan McCracken, the right-hander, digs in and takes one outside the right-hander for ball 1. So, again, Wagner's going to his bench. This game could end next inning, barring Brookland-Cayce needing 3. McCracken watches ball 2 go by low. And on first, nobody down here in the third. I'm assuming we're going to get a lot more subs here for the Miller School as Coggins can't find the zone. He pitches another ball, and it's 3-0 now. McCracken is a freshman. This will be his 4th ever plate appearance. Pitch inside, called. Strike 1 in the inside corner. I think a fastball caught the zone, and the blue tells McCracken to get back in the box. McCracken, in his limited appearances, does have 3 RBIs. 3-1 of the freshman fouls it off. The junior on the mound fills it back up. Both Dorman and Riverluff in here full force now. Set to begin this game. We'll start 30 minutes after the end of this one. So if you want to watch Miller who you're playing, you might want to stick around. That game will tell you who it is. I'll be back on the call, and Jeff Rose will be back around then. Before we get there, though, Coggins will step off. Well, full count. Nobody gone here in the bottom of the third. It's an 11-0 lead for the Miller School. And Coggins misses wide and outside for ball 4 and another walk. Well, back-to-back walks for Coggins here to start the third. We'll bring up another new hitter here for the Miller School. Or exactly, no. That's Cayce and Wagner. Excuse me, I got ahead of myself. And it is Drew Lucy warming up on deck, so. Wagner is primarily a pitcher. He's the best pitcher for the Miller School. Leads in pretty much every important statistical category. First pitch from the righty to the lefty home is a ball inside against the left-handed batter. Wagner pitched game 1 of this tournament for Miller in a barn burner against Dutch Fork. 1-0 pitch outside, ball 2. That game was not one for the faint of heart. It was back and forth, up and down, and eventually ended in a Miller win when they pushed a couple across on a couple of walks from Jesse English. That moves them to 2-0 in the tournament. Now they're in the championship game trying to win their 2nd ever Forest Acres Classic. It's 2-0 from Coggins. He'll come home, and Wagner fouls that one off. It's 2-1. So, barring a dramatic comeback here from the Bearcats, Brookland-Cayce will fall to 3-11. Miller will get win number 10 on the year and move to 10-3-1. They'll play one more tomorrow and then return home to action back in Virginia, I think this weekend. Coggins, the right-hander on the mound, shaking a couple off before he eventually steps off. We'll have games here all day for you on Definite Fiction. Falcons will play the Silver Foxes in the nightcap of the second game between the two teams this year. 2-1 is low for ball 3. On deck is Drew Lucy. He is back in the on-deck circle. Dorman over there starting to move back toward the bullpen, seeing who they're playing tomorrow, potentially. 3-1 the count. The right-hander, he'll come home with it. That pitch right down Broadway and fouled back into the forestry. We'll do one more for the third time. Coggins fills the count up 3-2. Always a cool scene just to see all the teams. You know, Miller coming 300 miles. Oceanside coming from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina by the coast as Coggins walks for the third straight time on a full count. This time it's Cayce and Wagner taking first. Well, nobody on, and the bases are juiced here for the Miller School. It's Drew Lucy, who's reached a walk and a pop out. Coach Sharpie going to come over and talk, and that may be all for the young junior. Had a rough outing today, and it's been a tough time. He seems like he fills the count up and been battling, but he just can't finish off batters, and that's doing it. The wind is heavily blowing in. Thank you. So mound visit here from Coach Sharpie, taking a little while longer. It's an 11-0 lead for the Mavericks here in the bottom of the third. It's taking a little too long. The umpire's going to have to go talk to him and tell him to wrap it up. Mavericks are out hitting the Bearcats 9-1. Naomi Ryan looking good, and now there's some action over there for Brookland-Cayce. That's number 22 warming up. I'll give you that name in 1 second. That's Connor Ergel. He made an appearance yesterday, pitched well for the Bearcats. We may see him doing double duty here. Only person on Miller who's done double duty is O'Connell, who is actually over at third. Well, we're going to leave Coggins in, and we'll go with it. Bases juiced, nobody out. The catcher, Drew Lucy, is up for the Miller School. First pitch to him, low bouncing, ball 1. So I think what I was going to say before, I don't think I finished my point, is it's always cool to see the array of teams. Oceanside Collegiate to the right of me. Even though their day in tournament is over, they are all, about a good group of them is sitting over there to my right watching this game. Looking at all the talent here on the baseball diamond. That ball fouled back. It's now 1-1. So, I mean, I guess from Charlottesville, you guys can see all the array of teams. We have some great teams here from the Midlands. I mean, AC Florida, the host, Dutch Fork, and River Bluff always are fun additions to the tournament. And then you got teams from around the state, like Dorman from the upstate and Oceanside Collegiate from the low state, ball 2. Oceanside may not have the tournament they wanted to. They looked phenomenal today against one of the best teams in 4A today. They're a 2A school, so a smaller school that will be making the jump along with a couple other of the recruiting schools around in the state. 2-1 the pitch, low, ball 3. From Charlottesville, new bill was passed that kind of affects how schools are ranked. We do have teams on, so it's 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A, 1A, all that fun jazz. Oceanside Collegiate's been at 2A. They're not a big school, but they do recruit. So they're making the jump, I think, to 4A as Lucy fouls that one off, and for yet again, there's another 3-2 count. So they're one of the many teams around the state that's not happy about the jump. What determines that jump is it's like the athletes, I think it's like if you're outside the region, are like ×2. It's something around there. That ball is skied high from Lucy, foul, and we'll do the 3-2 one more time. So Oceanside Collegiate, it's just how many are outside of like their not their region, but like their, I guess their pool, like where you're zoned for. Oceanside Collegiate has a lot, so they're getting bumped up, I think, to 3A and or 4A. I'm not sure which one. But they are the back-to-back defending 2A champions. That ball is grounded on the left side. It's gloved by the third baseman, Medeiros. Over to second for 1. On to first, double play. The 5-4-3, a run does come home. O'Connor comes home with the 12th run for the Mavericks. Wagner gets thrown out at second, and Lucy grounds into a double play.
Number 21, Jackson Sneether.
Joe Jackson Sneether will come back up. There's now quickly 2 gone here in the inning, with 2 out. We have 1 runner on third. Miller now leads it 12-1. The pitch almost hits Sneether, and that ball's gonna get over the head. Breaking for the plate. Gonna be a play at the plate. He may be thrown out by a mile. Yes, he is. Coggins covers home. And McCracken tried to take 1 extra one, and that will end the inning. So after they load the bases, the damage is limited to only 1, and Brookland-Cayce will need 5 to keep this game going. We'll be right back here on Definite Fiction to see if they can. Well, I lied. I'm actually going to tell you all about our sponsors here today, so don't go away quite yet. I'm just changing everything so I don't have to scramble here when the inning starts like I did last time. Our first sponsor of the Forest Acres Classic is the Big Red Box Dumpster Company. They're a dumpster and container company working around the Midlands here in South Carolina. What they do, they'll bring a container, you'll fill it up, and they'll take it away for you. How easy is that? They're efficient, they're quick, they're affordable, and they're great with customers. They have a great satisfaction rating. So just go give them a call at the number 803-673-6834 and hit them up, or at the website www.bigredboxdumpstercompany.com to get started. And you can talk to my good friend Chris Dorsey, who also runs the American Legion team around this tournament. It's the Richland 215. They're a Legion team that operates in the Richland area, Forest Acres area in South Carolina. Coach Dorsey, he runs the Big Red Box promoting local schools, and this is how he does it every year. Leading the Legion team that actually made the statewide tournament last year. So why should you play Legion? It's great competition. A lot of the recent high school graduates play Legion. They'll be going off to college, as well as some of the best talent in high school across the Midlands. So hit that QR code, go sign up right now, because you should play Legion. I love Legion. I called Legion. You should play Legion. We'll be right back here as Naomi Ryman warms up for the finishing of this game. Well, Brookland-Cayce needs not 5, but 4 to keep this game going. Yeah, with how the games are limited, it is a run rule. And there is, if you're up by 8 through 4 innings, you're done. So we'll see if Ryan can get that first pitch just found on the left field line. Medeiros came up all the way back in the first inning where he gave a sacrifice bunt that scored the only run of the game here for the Bearcats. Next pitch to him, he lifts that one into left field. Getting a read on it, I think, is Noah Gray out there for out number 1. I'm not sure. Game Changer's not up, so I actually didn't get to see if he's still there, but I think that is still Noah Gray. Yes, it is, in left. Well, Mavericks are down, or Bearcats are down to their final 2 outs in this tournament. We'll see if Bennett Plain, the freshman, or not Bennett Plain, excuse me, Ethan Smith, the freshman. I'm going to play her off. Ethan grounded into a fielder's choice back in the first. He tried to bunt a man home. Instead, he got his favorite man, Austin Rodas, thrown out at the dish. First pitch to him from the left-handed southpaw lady is wide, ball 1. Amy Ryan, this is the longest she's worked into a game by a mile this year. See if she can complete it for the Mavericks. Next pitch, wide, ball 2. Naomi started off kind of struggling, hit a batter, and then walked 2. Sacrifice bunt from the Bearcats brought home 1, and then there's 2 more ground outs to finish off that inning. She's yet to allow a hit since, or now she has, but hasn't been good. That wind's gonna knock that one down. It's going into shallow left center field, long one from the left fielder Gray, who calls out the shortstop Chef to make the play out 2.
Now batting number 10, Bennett Plain.
Well, down to the final out here, the Forest Acres Classic. Now it's Bennett Plain. Bennett Plain flew out to left in his first time around. We'll see if Naomi Ryan can finish the job here and give Miller the 12-1 win against BC. That one skips in. It's ball 1. And don't go anywhere after this one, especially if you're a Miller fan. The game between Dorman and River Bluff will decide who you play. Swinging strike 1. Nice pitch there from Naomi. I don't know why that's still on the screen. I took that off, I thought. My bad. I apologize to everyone who could not see the screen. I looked over there and I thought it was off. 20-1 the count to pitch to Bennett playing right down Broadway, and just like that, Bearcats are down to their final strike of this tournament. Naomi Ryan looking to only allow 1 run on 1 hit. Lefty on the mound. She'll deal home. The pitch. Bennett slips one into center field, going over Brownman towards the wall, looking up at the warning track. He'll make the play for out number 3, and that will do it. So Bennett playing gave that a ride, but couldn't let it leave the yard, and that will do it. Miller wins this one by a run rule in the final score of a 12-1 in the 4th. They'll be back out here for the championship game at 3 o'clock tomorrow. They will play probably the winner of Dorman and Dutch Fork in what should be a highly competitive contest. We're looking forward to that one. If you're a Miller fan, don't stay away. Thank you guys for coming out. If you're a Brookland-Cayce fan, I know it just games didn't go your way, but this is a young squad that has a lot of potential in the next years to come, especially in that kid Rylan Bullis, who he was the bright spot to watch, and he was a lot of fun on the mound and in the field and at the dish. Well, thank you guys again for joining me. I've been Alex Ross. We got 2 more games here today. Both are 5-inning games, so we'll be right back here for the next one. Don't go anywhere here on Definite Fiction. We'll be right back when we return.